Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today we will discuss about an environmental incident that happened in 2019 in Johor, Bahru. In order to know more and about this incident that caused harmful effects to the environment and the public health, we designed an environmental monitoring program. Recently, we are experiencing a very huge development in industrialization, urbanization, and rapid economic expansion, and this may increase pollution levels in the environment. We all know that pollution with all its types come from anthropogenic sources like industries such as the petrochemicals, manufacturing, transportation, and logistics, shipbuilding, and other heavy industries. And this may arise numerous environmental concerns along the rivers. And you all know in the Kim River, because of the lack of awareness and responsibility among the factories owners, people in Pasir Gudang start experiencing breathing difficulties, vomiting, dizziness, and headache following burning odor after the chemical damping. And likely it's due to the toxic fumes or vapor that come from the toxic chemical damping. And people there start to doubt about the origin of toxic gases that came from the Kim River's chemical waste or from another source that need to be detected. After the Kim River illegal damping, it's necessary to call on the government to find responsible persons and to take strict measures to prevent any other tragedy from occurring. Ultimately, when it comes to waste management, one of the biggest problems is how to deal with the scheduled waste. The logical method is the collecting, transporting, treating, disposing. In general, water quality refers to water physical, chemical, or biological characteristics. The Department of Environment Malaysia has set national water quality standards for Malaysia based on the Water Quality Index score. Therefore, the present study will conduct continuous river water quality monitoring to reveal the physical-chemical properties of the pollutants in the Kim River. In order to get an appropriate monitoring report, to know more about the parameters on the Kim River that give us the real state of the parameters and the water quality index, we have designed 3 objectives. One of them is to detect any signs of deterioration in water quality. Second one is to determine the extent and effects of specific waste discharges. And the third one is to fulfill the requirements for Department of Environment to publish an annual report on the environmental quality of the river.
Hi everyone, my name is Sazliza Abdul Halim. This is our monitoring area description. Pasir Gudang is an industrial area in Johor Bahru district where Sungai Kim is located, shown in figure 1 and 2. Sungai Kim is 15 kilometers in length, passes through the Straits of Johor, which is a hotspot of anthropogenic inputs, including petrochemicals manufacturing, transportation and logistics, shipbuilding, and other heavy industries. Pasir Gudang is one of the country's largest and oldest ports. Based on the land use published by Pasir Gudang City Council in 2019, as shown in figure 3, industry occupies the majority of Pasir Gudang land area, which is 38% or 1775 hectares. The municipal area currently has 801 mixed, light, medium, and heavy industries. Pasir Gudang is situated between the river system of Sungai Kim and Sungai Masai, as shown in figure 4. Sungai Kim and Sungai Masai river system are located at the south of Sungai Johor River Basin, shown in figure 5, which all rain and surface water flows ends up in both rivers.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Ratika and I will continue to present the monitoring approach part. So the decided approach is direct monitoring approach based on measurement. This is due to 3 reasons. The first reason is because this approach suits the actual reason for monitoring, which is the first one is to detect any signs of deterioration of water quality. The second one is to determine the extent and effects of specific waste discharge. And the third one is to fulfill the requirement for Department of Environment to publish an annual environmental quality report. The second reason is because this approach will comply the Section 12, which is power to attach conditions to licenses, Section 20, the requirement and approval of plans, Section 31, power to require occupier to install, operate, repair, and others, and Section 33A, environmental audit of Environmental Quality Act 1974. And the third one is because the numbers of available technical equipment and the professional expertise of the staff are adequate for this direct monitoring approach. So because of these three reasons, direct monitoring approach is chosen for this study. The monitoring method decided is operation monitoring, which involves the measurement of the physical and chemical parameters of the pollutants in Kim Kim River. This includes a 4 to 12 times per year per station of sampling frequency both during rainy and dry seasons of 2022. For the data collection, the chemical governance data will be obtained from Department of Environment DOE, while the epidemiological data of the incidents will be obtained from Johor State Health Department, Ministry of Health Malaysia MOH. As for the statistical analysis, the water quality status of Kim Kim River will be determined by averaging the water quality index from the sampling sites and sampling frequency for a year. So the in situ parameters that are involved includes DO, turbidity, conductivity, salinity, pH, and temperature, while the ex situ parameters that will be analyzed in the laboratory will be BOD, COD, TSS, ammoniacal nitrogen, chlorine, phosphate, oil and grease, biological data, and other trace metals such as arsenic, cadmium, chromium, and others.
For the accuracy of our measurement that will be mentioned in our report, we make sure to follow the QA and QC requirements. First of all, in QA requirements, the quality manual, and to make sure also that stuff is well trained. We follow the standard operating procedures and auditing and checking compliance, and also periodically check each area of the system for compliance also. Moreover, for the quality control requirements, we have 5 blanks, 5 duplicates, external 5 duplicates, calibration blanks, and calibration standards. After finishing all the monitoring procedures, the record keeping and reporting, obviously, all the sampling, analysis, measurements, examination, calibration, and maintenance that will be carried out in accordance with the environmental monitoring program will be recorded. And the records of the manufacturing processes of the maintenance and performance monitoring of the pollution control system will be maintained as a Regulation 10 of the Environmental Quality Act 1974, and also the records will be kept for at least 3 years and shall be made available for inspection by the Director General or any officer authorized in writing. And also the results of the mandatory environmental monitoring will be presented in summarized form to the public authorities as required in the section 31 and section 34A of the Act.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Pasir. I will continue with arrangement for the assessment and reporting of exceptional and accidental release. This is based on control of industrial major accident hazard regulation 1996. And every manufacturer shall submit notification of industrial activity form for existing installation. And then for new installation, they must submit notification not less than a month before construction. And the Director General may determine if installation is a major hazard installation or not a major hazard installation. And then every employee shall cooperate with the manufacturer in complying with the regulations, and then act in such manner not to endanger himself or others, and then notify manufacturer or DOSH officer if aware of potential hazard which can cause a major accident. And then the threshold quantity is specified in Schedule 2 of the regulations. And then for non-major hazard installation, manufacturer must demonstrate safe operations by identifying the possible major hazards, take adequate steps to prevent any major accident, and then take adequate steps to minimize consequences to people and environment, prepare and keep on-site emergency response plan, and then provide evidence that the above is done when requested by the Director General. Okay, and then for major hazard installation, when quantity of hazardous substance exceed threshold or determined to be so by the Director General, they must prepare and submit industrial activity report by a competent person at least 3 months before commencing the activity, and then not make any modification in that is not consistent with the industrial activity report until he consult a competent person and resubmit a further report, and the report to be updated every 2 years. And then they must prepare and submit on-site emergency plan 3 months before commencement of industrial activity. And then the emergency plan need to be prepared in consultation with a competent person, and then also need to be updated once every 2 years. And then they must prepare information on industrial activity and inform local authorities or part authority for them to prepare off-site emergency response plan. And then they must provide information as to the hazard of the industrial activities to person or public who may likely to be affected by a major accident around the site. And then the information to be supplied within 6 months of determination that the site is a major hazard installation, and information is to be updated and resupplied at regular interval. And then when a major accident occurs, the manufacturer shall immediately notify the local DOSH office. And then penalty for manufacturer of non-compliance is a fine up to 50,000 ringgit Malaysia or jail term of not more than 2 years or both. And then penalty for employee of non-compliant is a fine up to ringgit Malaysia 1,000 or jail term of not more than 3 months or both. And then for internal framework, we will be using environmental management system. And then this framework for environmental management system is in this program is based on ISO 14001 standard, which is based on plan, do, check, act methodology. And then there are 5 main stages of the EMS as defined by the ISO 14001, which is commitment and policy, planning, implementation, evaluation, and review. And then for compliance control procedures, there are 4, which are environmental auditing, environmental risk assessments, ISO 40,000 audits, and other independent or third-party audits.
My name is Abdurrahman Hussein JT, and I'm going to present this slide conclusion by assessing in situ or anti-situ parameters detection of any signs or of deterioration in water quality and determination of extent and effect of specific waste discharges can be concluded for further actions. That means by evaluating and monitoring and in the EXO or in situ units of any type of waste, like some types of chemical waste and some types of other waste can be concluded for further actions. Second, 30 water quality parameters of Kim river to determine overall water quality of river, so that the plan of action can be recommended for implementation to relevant ministries and agencies to prevent recurrence of the same accident flowing requirement cited by DOE, Department of the Environment. Third, and the result presented in this study will be able to provide important scientific information, like it can be done further research. And this framework will be useful for the process of making informed decision and of risk management and environmental policy makers.